What's up guys, welcome to another video. Today I would like to talk about 10 of the most important things that I feel will give you maximum results when it comes to building muscle mass. So point number one, I would say personally by far this is the most important, which is you have to be in a calorie surplus. So you need to be eating more calories than your TDEE, which is your total daily energy expenditure. If you're looking to lose body fat, you need to be eating less than this. So by far, again, probably the same as when you're actually trying to lose body fat. You know, another thing that is key when it comes to putting mass on is also going to be how much you eat, as in the number of calories. So for example, myself, my total daily energy expenditure is about 2,800 calories per day. I would be looking to start on a lean bulk at about 3,000 calories a day, slowly increasing that as maybe the weeks and months go on. Now, the reason being in a calorie surplus is so important is because you don't want your body to start using protein, as in your muscle tissue, as a fuel source. So that is why you want, a lot of those calories to come from, say, the likes of carbohydrates, which are also going to help to fuel your performance in the gym. You're going to feel better, you're going to have more energy, and also you're going to be able to be stronger. Now, being stronger or strength has got a big relation to hypertrophy, which is building muscle mass. So the more muscle you have, the stronger you can get. The stronger you get, that will help your chances of building optimal muscle mass. So point number two is to eat enough protein. Now this by far is the biggest macronutrient that people tend to neglect. I know this from personal experience, from working with clients, from what I hear from my friends and family. Carbohydrates are easy to eat. It's just quick snack food. Fats, there's a lot of fats in most foods with carbohydrates, but it's very hard to go out and about and eat protein sources. And a lot of people might be miseducated or misinformed on the type of protein sources that they want to be consuming. And also they don't understand the importance of protein in the body when it comes to not only building muscle, but when it comes to losing body fat. And they don't understand how much they need and how important that is for their body weight. So first of all, the types of protein sources that you want to be consuming are mainly meat, fish, and eggs. They're the main ones. Obviously you can get, others from vegan or dairy protein shakes, but you mainly want to be getting it from whole foods. Now, the amount of protein for your body weight, that obviously depends on yourself, but I'm working in kilos here. So you want to be having 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight per day as a rule of thumb when it comes to building muscle mass. You might want to increase that slightly to 2.2 grams to 2.5 grams of protein per kilo of body weight per day if you're looking to lose body fat. Okay. Now, when you consume protein, the protein sources or our digestive system actually breaks the protein down into something which is called amino acids. And they are essential to helping to grow and repair damaged muscle tissue, which obviously will help you to build muscle mass. So that is why protein is by far the most important food source that you want to be tracking when it comes to building muscle mass. So that brings me on to point number 3, which is also very important, and that is rest and recovery. Now, rest and recovery would come into a few categories. So number 1 would be the rest and recovery time in between sets in the gym. Obviously for hypertrophy, I would say generally it should be 60 seconds. So let's get that right. 60 seconds, 1 minute to 90 seconds rest in between sets. If you are doing some strength training, which I would recommend doing, lower reps with bigger compound lifts every now and again, because it's going to help you to build muscle mass, then in between those lower rep sets, I would rest, if you're doing, let's say 2 to 3 reps with maximum lifts, you want to be resting for about 2 minutes to 5 minutes, just to help your nervous system and help your body recover, because there's a lot of joints that are being pounded in one movement. So then also rest and recovery falls into how long do you need to be working out before you need to take some rest. So my personal opinion is you don't want to be working out for longer than an hour for the majority of your lifting life. Obviously, every now and again, if you're doing, a special workout with Lou Ferrigno or Arnold Schwarzenegger one day and they say, hey, just come and do some lifting in Gold's Gym with me for 2 hours, you're not going to turn that down. So, then, you should take those opportunities. But most of the time, you don't want to be working out for longer than 45 minutes to an hour. Remember, it's about working smarter, not harder. The amount of times you should be working out a week, or how many rest days do you have in a week, that depends on your workout frequency, on the amount of volume your body can handle. I would say if you're a beginner, minimum 2 days a week. But if you are, working out at least 6 days a week, I would say every 3 days you want to have a rest day in between. Swiftly moving on to point number 4, which is you want to be including big compound lifts. So you want to have a mixture of isolation exercises and compound exercises. So obviously the isolation exercises are the things which are primarily only focusing, on one muscle group at a time, using one simple range of motion like a bicep curl with dumbbells or cables, for example. But the big compound lifts are things which are using more joints in one movement. It's also stimulating many other different small muscle groups at the same time. So for example, a bench press. So although you are working the chest, the shoulders and the triceps are also being targeted. Same as a deadlift, the hamstrings, the glutes and the lats are all being stimulated at the same time. Now, the reason that you want to include big compound lifts, especially when you're during a bulking phase, is because these things help to activate, like I said, other small muscle groups. So it will help to work other muscle fibers and get you bigger in those areas as well. So you can work more effectively. And also, it also helps to release different hormones which help to build muscle tissue, like growth hormone and testosterone. So you definitely want to be looking to include big compound lifts in your workouts. So point number 5 is very, very important as well, especially if you're looking to make progress, is to have a plan. Now, this could be following a program that you buy off someone. This could be following a training program that your personal trainer is given to you, if he's a good one, or she. Also, it could be a program that you're trying out yourself. Now, whatever it is, you want to have a plan of action. Like I've explained in other videos, your main goal needs to be set, which in this case, I'm pretty sure, is to try and build muscle mass or bulk. So if that's your goal, then we all know in order to grow or to build more muscle mass, over time, volume wants to increase. Now, volume is basically reps times sets times load lifted. Now, it doesn't have to increase very quickly. You just need to see a gradual increase over time. This can be a gradual increase in weight lifted. So you should see an increase in the weight you are lifting over time, like the bench press, like the deadlift, like the squat, so like the big lifts, because again, I guess this plays into the reason why you want to be using big compound lifts and barbells, because those are the exercises that are very easy to add weight to, because you just slide a plate either side. So for example, you couldn't really, do a 1 rep max on a cable dumbbell curl, okay? So you can certainly track your progress in weight lifted with those bigger lifts over time. You can also see maybe if you were doing, 24K dumbbells, incline chest press on a bench for 6 reps, then in a few weeks you saw it increase to 8 to 9 reps. That will be another sign of progress as well. So over time, you want to see your weight being lifted increasing, certainly on the bigger lifts. You want to see your reps increasing or staying the same, but then your sets increasing as well. So over time, those things should be increasing. Point number 6 is to stay hydrated. Now, certainly a lot of people that I know do not drink anywhere near enough water for what they need. Now, if you don't know already, obviously drinking enough water, staying hydrated is extremely important to your performance, especially when you are working out and you are taking it very seriously when you are looking to either lose body fat or build muscle mass. Now, the point I want to make when it comes to building muscle mass is obviously, as well as carbohydrates helping your performance to lift heavier weights to gain more muscle, drinking more water is going to play a huge factor as well, because 1% decrease in hydration can lead to a 20% decrease in your performance. Now, as well as this, another thing to note is that your cell in your muscles help them to look fuller when they have more water in them. That is why if you look at a lot of men or women out there that go to contest prep and they don't stay hydrated, or they don't do the water intake thing near the end correctly, then that is why they can actually look flatter when they go onto the stage on competition day than what they did a few days before, because your muscles need to be hydrated in order to look fuller. Another point to make is to try to not get too stressed. Some of you may have kids. Some of you may have tough jobs. Some of you may have an annoying partner. You may be moving house. So try not to get too stressed. I know this is easier said than done, but you want to try and manage your stress. Now, stress can actually go badly against you when it comes to building muscle or gains, because when you get highly stressed, it releases a hormone called cortisol, and the job of cortisol is to break things down in the body. So it will break things down in the body like muscle tissue. And when you are looking to build muscle, most of the time you want to be in an anabolic state, which is helping to grow and repair things. But cortisol is a hormone which will actually make you more catabolic and start to break things down, which is definitely going to go against you when it comes to building muscle. So try and manage those stress levels. Namaste. There we go. Point number 8. I'm speaking Spanish because in a few weeks I am going to Mexico. That's the honest truth. I'm not just saying it, so boning up on my Spanish. But point number 8 is to eat as clean as possible. So you want to eat as clean as possible. Yes, you can have a treat every now and again when you are bulking, because otherwise, what's the point of living if you can't enjoy yourself every now and again? But you don't want to go over the top and think, just because I'm building muscle and I'm in a bulk, I can eat whatever the hell I want, because again, like we said before, you need to prioritize your protein intake. Okay, and then on top of that, you want to have the good carbohydrate sources to help to fuel your workouts, and as well as your minerals and your vitamins that come from your fruits and vegetables. That will help you to go a long way instead of dirty bulking. So the 9th most important thing that I want to tell you about when it comes to taking into consideration when building lean muscle mass is your carbohydrate intake, especially pre and post workout, because obviously protein is the macronutrient that's going to help you to grow and repair your muscle tissue, but carbohydrates are very important when it comes to getting the most out of your workout, because if you time it properly, you have a good source of complex carbs before you work out in the form of, say, oats, wholemeal bread, brown rice. That's going to give you a slower release of energy that's going to last longer, not only for your workout, but throughout the day as well. So if you have a form of carb source like that, especially before you work out, then that is what is going to make you perform better and push harder in the gym, meaning that you can lift more weight, get stronger. The stronger you are, that's a good indication that the more muscle mass you're building, which is the goal here. Now, obviously you've got things like more fast acting carbohydrates as well, which, you know, you could have maybe 20 minutes after you work out, but the main bulk of your carbohydrates during the day should come from the good complex sources like I discussed earlier, which is things like sweet potato, brown rice, and oats as well. Now, also, carbohydrates, when they're stored in the muscle, it's stored as something called glycogen. And when you're lifting weights and when you're tearing those muscle fibers and you're working out, you are doing what's called glycogen depletion. So you are depleting the glycogen that is stored in your muscle. And that is why it's very important to not only have good carbs before you work out, but have carbohydrates maybe 20, 30 minutes after you work out as well, to get that glycogen back into the muscle, make you feel better, and fuel you for the rest of the day. Last but not least is sleep. Why is sleep so important when it comes to building lean muscle mass? The reason for this is because when you've got a rested brain that has been well rested the night before, the day after you are more alert and more focused for your day, you feel better, got more energy, and you want to kick ass into your workouts, which will obviously make you lift more weights, be stronger, help you perform better, feel better, and all around give your body a good opportunity to be the most anabolic it can be during the day after. Now, the other reason is that when you are sleeping, your body releases the hormone called growth hormone, which naturally repairs and regenerates muscle tissue. The final reason, or the final main reason why I believe sleep is extremely important, is when you're sleeping, your body is fully rested, which means the energy consumption that, or the energy consumption your body is using is actually lowered, which means that if it's lower during the sleep, then the day after when you are eating good quality foods, you're actually allowing your body to use them in the most efficient way. So there you have it. Those are my top 10 things for building lean muscle mass, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and obviously you learned a lot from it and it helps you in the near future. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new here and give the video a thumbs up. Much appreciated. Much love. See you next time.